Yeah. Let me throw this one on you before we get to the final thoughts on this. But do you think The Exorcist 2 is secretly a spiritual awakening film? Like, is that what it really is? Think about it.
Yeah, I think that it's interesting. So many people didn't like it because they probably loved The Exorcist, and then they came and saw this movie and they were like, "Where's all that good stuff we were expecting to see?" And I think that the directors and writers, they were like, "All right, so in all fairness, we didn't give the audience what they wanted,
Yeah.
right?" So uh, that's kind of the complaint there. But I think it's because this tapped into more of like a, if people were being possessed and if the devil was real and if this whole existential crisis that Richard Burton's character is going through, does God really exist? Does Satan really exist? And that's kind of his journey too, of
Hmm.
like, how do I find the real light in all of this? So giving audience something a little different than what was the horror movie of the first movie.
Maybe it would have been a great movie if it would have just had a different name.
Yeah. Um, yeah. And I have to say, I love Linda Blair's performance.
Yeah.
I thought she was amazing. She did a great job. And I will say one of my favorite things about this movie is the set.
It's a great set.
Those hexagonal glass pods in the
I want one.
therapist's office. I'm like, it's not real practical for a therapist's office because everybody can see everybody having therapy all around you all the time. And even there's one point where she turns off the light and it's like, yeah, but all of the lights are on around you. So like
Right? Yeah.
everything being glass, but it's amazing. The glass mirrors, very like futuristic, very modern looking.
I
I
love
thought it
it.
was pretty incredible.
Your final thoughts. What's your final thoughts on Exorcist 2? I think I already know. Other than wanting
Uh,
2 hours back of your life.
yeah, that was my first thought. That wouldn't be my final thought, but that was my first thought. I was like, I'm never gonna get those hours back. When I shut the movie off, that's exactly what I said. You can ask my husband because he was sitting next to me. I was like, so I'm never gonna get those 2 hours back. So no, that was my first thought. But my final thoughts are, I feel that this movie is kind of a science versus spirituality versus religion. Like
Mm,
that three of them, the separateness of them, it kind of plays into each of those. So it's kind of a cool look at all of those.
I like that. I could see that. It's like a whole other kind of trinity, let's say,
Yeah.
that they went for.
And actually, James Earl Jones' character is a perfect representation of those three things.
Yeah.
Because as Richard Burton's character, Reverend Phillips,
Father
comes
Father
to
Lamont. Father Lamont.
Father Lamont, he comes to talk to him. And at first, in his vision, he's seeing this shaman character with the locust, headdress.
Yeah.
But when he comes out of his little fever dream, he's a scientist in a lab coat.
Yeah.
So I think that's a perfect like, oh, bam, that's kind of the theme of this movie in a
Great
nutshell.
catch right there. Look at that. Look at that. See? It's
There's
all
a lot
there.
there.
It's all there. There's a story, there's a plot, there's a great movie there. So my final thoughts are, if you're still clinging to the idea that the originals are better than these sequels, go watch these again. Watch them with your third eye open. Isn't that what people do? They got the third eye.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, watch it with your third eye open, and just take it. You know what? Take it as these movies are an initiation, because that's kind of what it feels like. Like they're trying to initiate you into new journey, a new
Yeah.
journey through the soul, myth, madness, whatever they want to say out there. But I think that's what it is. I think you should take another look at these. Maybe you do need to give it another 2 hours, Courtney. And
Give it, I say it's worth a shot.